Alright, I have tried and I can't fix my hair. Hello everyone, how you all doing? Welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. Please avoid the hair. As always, let's get right into it. Here's some awesome news today. So first in the news today, I had the end of Virtus Pro. Now, obviously a little dramatic there, not anywhere near the end of Virtus Pro, or at least or I hope not. But lately, the last few weeks, and ever since the closing of MLG Columbus and how they didn't finish too well there, they've really been struggling. You know, a few days ago, they actually got swept 2-0 to SK Gaming, a team in Europe that's actually not been performing too well. And then earlier today, they actually lost a best-of-3 series 2-1 to Team Dignitas. So kind of weird how that's going on. I think a lot of people have actually started to notice this. We're not really sure why Virtus Pro is struggling, so leave your comments down below why you think that is. But the team is definitely not on point as of late. Also in the news, I announced a few days ago that Fnatic's newest member, Plessen, actually had a Twitter account. We had both JW and Olaf Meister shouting him out, saying, guys, go give him a follow. And then within 24 hours of them tweeting that out, Fnatic Plessen, the newest member, actually got hacked on Twitter. So they were telling everyone, don't DM him, don't send him anything, he was hacked. And they finally recovered his account earlier today. So it's kind of crazy. People out there are insane with their hacking abilities. Within 24 hours of being named a Fnatic member, he was already hacked. His emails were taken over. But don't worry, it's all safe now. Plessen is safe. Thank goodness. I'm acting like the hacker would have killed him somehow. My bad. Also in the news, we had Team Envious coming back from a really big slump, as you all know and have heard ever since MLG Columbus, where they went out in the group stages and they never actually won a game in MLG Columbus. They were beat down and they were definitely on a downhill slope. People talking about roster changes, team changes. They finally came back today and beat Team G2, who also has a new lineup. They actually kicked Existence, so I was really happy for Envious when they won this series. 2-1 by a score, really close game score actually, of course best of 3, 2-1, but I'm really glad they beat G2, and I am waiting on the story about Existence and why he was kicked. As you guys also know, a few days ago, G2 kicked Existence, who is, you know, for quite some time their in-game leader, their team captain basically, and they randomly kicked him, and he actually said he would be coming out with a statement on Facebook. He never did, and G2 still has not announced why they kicked him, so don't worry guys, CSGO News will be covering that, but I'm very happy for Envious and how they beat G2. I'm not a big G2 fan ever since they kicked Existence, but I will cover that story once it comes out. And I cannot say that Existence. That's such a stutter name. Really quick, kicking off that, also G2 Scream went off during his match versus Envious. I believe it was the third map. It went into a single overtime, but still, he went 45-33. This guy, Scream's been playing extremely well lately. I have not seen a 45 bomb. I mean, those are like Call of Duty numbers. 45 kills in one match. That is incredible. Good for him, but still, I'm not a G2 fan. Okay, bring Existence back. Or FaZe Maikelele, FaZe up. Bring him, yeah. Then in other news on Reddit and all over the CSGO community, we had this thing on s1mple, Liquid s1mple. Obviously, some of you guys know he's actually a better. He doesn't use the the usual website that the Fnatic, all those players, Olaf Meister, JW, all those guys, McSkill are promoting, CSGO Wild. He doesn't use that website. He used a website called CSGO Lotto, and I want to advise you guys not to use this website. This is now the third time that s1mple has been scammed using this website or gambling websites in general. It's all over Reddit. He was scammed for, I believe it was $12,000 in skins, and he had a little quick video I'm going to show you guys here where he was basically just cussing, what little English he knows, and that was not supposed to be offensive. He doesn't speak full English. Obviously, he's not an English player in general, so he doesn't speak very good English, but he was cussing the whole video, and apparently he was scammed for $12,000 in skins. Hopefully he gets that all worked out, but here's that clip.
Сука, блядь. How to check this fucking trade offer right now? I'll fucking find this.
And just to continue my advice, guys, don't be betting skins. The house always wins, even if you do win. Here's the crazy thing. If you go on CSGO Wild, CSGO Lotto, whatever, there are so many CSGO betting skin sites these days. Even if you do win, and here's the sad part, if you somehow magically do win or end up and want to cash out, there's always that chance that you're still not going to get your stuff. Don't do it. Trust me, I went gambling today and I lost it all. I regret it so much. No. And the biggest news story today, announced just yesterday on Twitter, FaZe Maikelele took to Twitter and said he would not be leaving FaZe. Now, he said it kind of confusingly. Again, all these European players, they're speaking so many languages, I don't blame them. But he said he will not be leaving FaZe, and it was not his choice to leave at first. So he will now be sticking with FaZe. Holy frick, I am so confused right now. I was just checking Envious's page to actually get pictures from earlier news and earlier this episode, and now I found out that Envious has just signed over KioShiMa to the one and only FaZe clan, or Team FaZe. I don't know how you guys want me to say it. And this is huge news because I was just actually finishing my Maikelele piece, and I was about to say that Maikelele will remain on the CSGO team and still play for them, but now I understand what his tweet might have meant. He said, quote unquote, I will not quit play. Maybe he said, I will not quit, but I will also not play, because KioShiMa also photoshopped this picture, and he replaced FaZe Maikelele's picture with his own, and so now it also says on his page he's in the FaZe team's CSGO starting lineup and replacing Maikelele. This is huge news, guys, and sorry I'm freaking out because I just found out about it. This is crazy. Holy nuts. I swear, every time I try and record, a train feels like it needs to come by, like, CSGO news is on, let's just be really loud so Jake can't talk into his camera and pretend to be a nerd. Good. And so I really do feel bad for FaZe Maikelele here, and again, him being such a great guy, it's hard not to feel bad for him, and this whole situation is just so confusing. So the stuff that does make sense is this. Earlier this week, we had Maikelele tweeting out that he was not going to leave on his own term. It was actually the FaZe clan wanting him to leave. Now, they also were going to replace him originally with KioShiMa, so that makes sense. They wanted FaZe Maikelele to leave. They bring in KioShiMa from Team Envious, purchasing that contract, opening up their wallets, and spending a bunch of money. But the thing that does not make sense is they didn't sell off Maikelele anywhere, or they didn't even let him leave his contract. So it seems like, I don't know if they're kind of trying to get back at him and trying to keep him on his contract on the team, but Maikelele has been benched. He has not been kicked, but he has been replaced for his stand-in player permanently by KioShiMa. A really weird thing here. And you also had KioShiMa tweeting out this picture of him on the team. And actually, I think I actually saw KioShiMa tweet out this picture a long time ago on April Fool's Day, and no one really believed it or knew what to believe. So this was definitely forethought, definitely in the making for a long time. And again, I feel so bad for Maikelele. We have no idea what his future is, but for right now, he's a part of FaZe, and the newest FaZe member is also KioShiMa in his place. Holy, like, you know it's good news when I'm excited. Like, this is intense, mom. So that's gonna finally wrap it up for today's episode. I am so sorry I did not have enough in-game footage because for some reason this just kept on going, and I actually was done with the video until that FaZe Maikelele and KioShiMa news came out. This always seems to happen in CSGO news. I have to do every video so last minute so it's all up to date, and then things just keep on happening, which makes it all the more fun. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, leave a comment down below how I can improve this series or any news that I missed that I actually should touch on. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you in a couple days in another CSGO news video. Thank you guys all so much for the great feedback. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.